What's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm doing something super cool today. I am in Boca Raton, Florida, and I am at Wolf Gyms. I'm with two very important people, the president of the Mr. Olympia, Dan Solomon, and my good friend, Tony Saxby, who started Wolf Gyms out of New Jersey. I've built several Wolf Gyms, and this is one that we're about to go see and tour with two of my friends. So look out, this is gonna be a killer video.
What's up, dude? What's up, man? Good? No way.
Hey, good to see you. A little sweaty, you know how it is.
Yes. Mr. Solomon.
How you doing? Good to see you. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming down.
Hey, bud. How you doing? Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Tariq.
How you doing?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Tariq. Pleasure to meet you.
We are about to kick off this gym tour, and I'm with two of my good friends, Dan Solomon and Tony Saxby. And they are doing some big things within the fitness industry, and Wolf Fitness could be taking over the whole world. They're coming at you, so stay tuned. Dan, tell us about a little about Wolf.
First of all, we're so excited to have you here. I know you came a long way to visit Wolf Gym here in the west part of Boca Raton, Florida. But you guys know this whole movement that we're all a part of, it's all about transforming, right? Whether it's a mental transformation or a physical transformation. But what we're doing here is we're doing a total gym transformation. We've taken a property that has been a long-standing gym here in South Florida for many years. And we came in, we connected with that whole Wolf Fitness, Wolf Gym energy, led by Tony Saxby, who's the visionary behind all of this, and we have completely transformed a location. So what we're doing is in parts of the country, there's brand new facilities that are being built from scratch, and they're gorgeous. And then we have gyms and locations that we are transforming and bringing that whole Wolf vibe. And I know you're here to check it all out. We hope you like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna critique it. I've already been doing that a little bit, but what I love is, I love these two gentlemen. They're building a culture. I met this man, he flew into me a few years back to help with his New Jersey gyms, and me and him's connected way more than just fitness equipment, but as friends.
Absolutely.
And the biggest thing about what we're doing, he's bringing passion to the fitness industry, and it's not just about money, and I'm the same way. Tony, tell the camera a little bit how you started, how we met in Jersey, and then we'll go on the tour.
Absolutely. So I've been doing gyms for 23 years. My wife and I started Wolf Fitness Gyms in 2018 together in Burlington, New Jersey. It was a standalone facility. COVID opened up some opportunity for us to expand into other emerging markets that we otherwise were kind of competed out of. And we planted 2 more gyms. From there, we were like, how do we bring this environment and this community that we build to other locations? So we started franchising. Steven was part of our second and our third, and almost every location that we've opened since, either as full install or at least some of the specialty pieces that he kind of...
Some of the first really too, when we started swapping
100%,
pieces,
yeah.
yeah.
And
The
some of
old set of
specialty
York
pieces.
dumbbells.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we're old school, new school, and that's why it like works, because you love the old school stuff like I do, and you have access to every bit of it. And so we kind of just, I use the word curated. We curate our spaces, but we kind of built and curated a beautiful friendship. He's built gyms for some of our mutual friends. One of our other owners, Dave Batista, he put some specialty pieces into his space in Tampa. And it's just kind of evolved into, like I said, a beautiful friendship that also precedes a business relationship. Dan said it poignantly when we first met. We don't just build gyms, we build communities. And that's one of the largest things that we take away from our spaces is how do we interact, how we engage with every single person in here. And why they love it is because of that level of engagement and because of the respect that we show them and the space. So it's not just about money. It is about building something deeper, about something that lasts, not just something. Anybody can open a gym. It's 4 walls and gym equipment. Can you build a business? Can you build a community? That's the question. We at Wolf, that's what we excel at doing. We build communities. This is one of our newest locations. Like Dan said, we've got about 9 more opening that we know of this year, plus a bunch more coming on board. Some brand new builds and some assimilations to brands. So if you have an existing location and you want to transform, we're here for it.
And Tony, tell a minute of how you and Dan connected. Dan's from here, right, Dan?
That's right.
And then Tony, you just moved to Boca, or you're in Tampa.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell them how this gym already existed and then how y'all got involved here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I met Dan through Dave. Dave had me come down and meet with Dan and kind of game plan out what Wolf could do and how it could transform in the coming years. And so part of that relationship, just like how I met you through Dave as well, was just meeting the right people at the right time. Networking in life is the same in business. It's all about opportunity and meeting the right people. So we've been able to build not only a business relationship, but a friendship as well. How Wolf Boca came about was, this is Dan's flagship gym. This is where he's been training out of with his family for years. Leo and Mindy, partners in our space, have also been, they live in this area. This is the gym that they've been going to now since we've taken over. But the owners, Tariq and Muhammad, were looking for help, and they leaned in heavily to what we had going on. And you know, if I wish I had a before photo to show you, but it's night and day from what it was when we first walked into current offering, and we've just gotten started. You will show them on the gym tour some of the stuff that we've done, but some of the stuff that we're also going to do, and some of the old school pieces that like you just can't find anywhere is what makes these spaces special. That and the community here has been really receptive to everything they've done, from transforming the aesthetic to transforming the offering behind the desk to literally just a floor plan that flows better for them, including more classes, building them a spin studio. It's just been a beautiful transition for the space.
And one thing I want to say, a gym is always, we're always evolving. So these gentlemen are going to continue to upgrade, continue to swap equipment, continue, as clientele changes, you have to change. You've got to constantly evolve.
You have to reinvest as often as you can.
I always tell people, I'm like, listen, when you watch one of these videos, you may come here in a year from now and things be a little different. Things are always going to get better, and they're going to continue to improve. And if you're not improving just in life, you're not evolving. So let's go on a gym tour. So Dan, tell me, when y'all first walked in, this used to look completely different, right?
Yeah, so for me, you know, when Tony and Dave Batista encouraged me to get involved, it was interesting because I'm busy, right? President of the Olympia, I'm all over the place. I travel the world, and when I travel places, I'm always walking into gyms. And I learned quickly, and a lot of times we forget this, you know, we talk about supplement companies and apparel companies and equipment companies, but the central artery of the global fitness movement is the gym space, and you know that better than anybody. So I get a chance to visit these facilities, and I started to pick out little things that I love about every place that I train. And then when I hooked up with Tony Saxby, Tony is a real artist when it comes to being able to visualize and understand the look and feel of not just a space, but creating a culture. So what you'll find as you make your way around this facility is you'll find a real level of community and authenticity. The people who train here, they live, they eat, they breathe, they live this lifestyle in a way that they really connect with our changes, the things that we're doing, the things that we try to do even at the Olympia every day with my team, overseeing the most prestigious fitness event brand in the world. It ties into all the things that I do. So to be a part of this, to have Dave Batista on board with us,
cool.
It really is exciting, and more we're seeing incredible momentum. And to answer your question, what makes this place different? It's those little things. It's the equipment selections. It's the aesthetics. It's the lighting. It's the optics. It's the opportunity to come in here and participate in combat sports and martial arts and aerobics. And we have a beautiful spin room and a first-class juice bar and a merch area. And there's just so much happens here. But the thing that is different, the thing that you'll notice the moment you walk in, because I know you felt it when you walked in the door, because you walked right into me and you said, the energy in this place is through the roof. That's what we're trying to create.
He's 100%. I always tell somebody, first of all, we're all different, but you've got to create the energy and the culture. When I walk in my personal gym, I'm like, yo, what's up? And people feel me walk in. So the atmosphere changes when Steven walks in. I've been to so many gyms that have amazing millions of dollars worth of equipment, and you just feel that you don't want to train there. And I hate to say that, but that is the downfall. And people make a gym. So if you bring in the right people and you build that culture, it's almost like you're an unstoppable force. And then people walking in, they instantly want to sign up. We have a rule in the fitness business, and you know this very well. If they walk out that door, what happens, Tony?
They don't come back.
They don't come back. So you have to be very particular and I posted a reel today that's all about customer service. Customer service is everything. And if they walk in, they don't feel the energy, they're not coming. So the first thing that I noticed when I look at this is all different selections of equipment. And that's my expertise. And that's what I love right now about this, because we have Cybex, hammer strength. Such a good piece right here. This one come from me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you talk about that piece.
This is a Bodymaster overhead tricep. Very rare to find at the moment. Has gotten super expensive. These are the type of things that make a huge difference in a gym. And when I first walked in here, the clientele here is all across. You have very in shape people. We had an older silver sneakers crowd. We have young people, big bodybuilders. Ty Green, Darren Charles I saw training. It's like, those are big name people, and you can't help but they cause a presence. You feel it. So when somebody walks in, they're gonna have probably one of the best selections of equipment. And I'm assuming, Tony, y'all are just gonna keep adding.
We haven't even started. We got a lot of stuff from you. That was maybe a fifth of what we're looking for.
Right.
Again, this is a brand new brand assimilation for this space. As we continue to evolve, as the membership continues to build, as we get more feedback of what we're looking for, we curate the space. None of our gyms are ever the same. You've been to 4 or 5 of them now. You've provided equipment for 4 or 5 of them. Every single offering is different. And it's because we build our gyms around the community that we serve.
And the clientele's a little different, right, at every one of them.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the net, hit the nail on the head. We have silver sneakers. We've got bodybuilders, we've got aesthetics kids, we've got
MMA.
kickboxing, MMA, we've got a youth sports program. I mean, we literally have every facet of fitness in this space. And in Florida, I feel like, regardless of your age, they're all trying to be the best versions of themselves. It's just a really fit community. And so when we're serving them, we have to take into account the equipment that we give them.
Well, I personally love when you have a mixture of older and young, because my gym's the same way.
I love your gym. Your gym, like your gym is, I mean, if it wasn't a different gym, I would call it my own.
Yeah. That's the culture I try to provide.
It's just so
I'm
good.
18 years. Dan, tell the camera real quick, before you ever was a part of this, you were working out here.
Oh yeah, this has been our home gym for me, my son, my family. We come here, and we've been coming here for a long time. And the gym was actually acquired by a new ownership group about a year ago. And Muhammad, the gentleman who bought it, came to me and said, "Listen," and I appreciated his honesty. He said, "Listen, I know we need to do things different."
Sure.
And I said, "Listen, there's only one way that I'm going to be able to provide a bridge for you to do things better, and that's connect you with Tony Saxby and the team at Wolf." And so we brought in the Wolf team, and what transpired after that, it could have been a Netflix special. It was that good. Watching this thing transform, watching it come to life, measuring the feedback of people, being inclusive in terms of the types of choices we were making. We really allowed everybody's fingerprints to kind of impact what we were doing, whether it was the elite world-class bodybuilders like Ty Green and Darren Charles, or whether it was the soccer moms who were coming in. We included everybody, and we created an environment that really speaks to, so much of what we're all about. And I know you with Super Fitness and the stuff that you're doing. It's been fun because you're a supporter of the industry, a supporter of the Olympia. You're a supporter of so many gyms. You're the first guy that most people call. Everybody knows Steven when it comes to trying to figure out ways to solve gym equipment matters. You and I got close during COVID, right?
Yes.
We were in a world where we couldn't get equipment, and you sent a truck to my house, and we were able to build a beautiful gym, which I still have there, and we still use it.
Hell or hot water, we were going to do your
That's
gym.
right, and I appreciated that, brother. It was a really a special opportunity to experience what it's like to be in your world. And it's fun the way that also the whole industry is connected, whether it's on the event side, the gym side, the nutrition side. People come together because we all have different access points. We all have different ways where we can create win-win environments for the things that we're doing. But Wolf has been fun for me because I really feel that the gym space is such a vital part of what we're doing. And if you make your way down here,
go around,
just walk over to the combat area. I want you to see what's happening in there right now as we speak.
And I want everybody to realize, Dan, it's 11-ish in the afternoon, and this gym, I walked in, this gym is busy.
Yeah, most gyms are dead around this time, right? So we're going to walk over here. Now, keep in mind, we have a combat zone area, right, where certain parts of the day you have some of the top fighters in the world. They come here and they train. But right now, come take a look at what's going on in here. All shapes and sizes, all ages, all cultures, all backgrounds. They're all here, and they're doing their part to get in shape. And we have great trainers, and they're doing their thing. And that's really what it's all about. It's been a real privilege to watch.
Dan, what is your vision? Do you want Wolf to be everywhere? Do you want to be like in all the major cities? What is your vision?
Yeah, I think for a long time, a lot of the gyms, even the ones that we consider the iconic brands, right? They become very corporate in nature. And as you know, because I've lived that environment and other things that I've done, once that corporate vibe comes in, it starts to extract some of that personality, some of that thing that we all look for, that thing that we need to feel when we get into a place where we're going to train and spend our time. So what Wolf is doing is, we're bringing a tremendous amount of support to aspiring gym owners, but we're doing it in a way where the individual owner, operator gets to come in and also put their own fingerprints on it and do it their way. Some gyms are called Wolf Fitness, some are called Wolf Gym, but beyond that, even a selection of equipment, each facility, we have facilities that all look very different from each other.
Absolutely.
But they all connect with that same energy and that same general vibe, that same scheme, that same aesthetic. And it's almost like a Major League Baseball stadium. They're all playing baseball, but when you go to each one, they have different personalities and different vibes, and that's what we're doing here. And the interest in what we're doing at Wolf has been overwhelming.
I feel like it's exploded.
It really has, and I'm not sure if it's because Dave Batista's involved. I'm not sure if it's because of the culture of what we're building. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I just know the people who are involved have really come together and are bringing different things to the table, and people are connecting with it. And the demand that we have had in cities and towns across the country to put Wolves there has been overwhelming. We've had to really be selective because you want to have people who understand it.
The right people.
They're not just there to make the quick buck. They want to come in and they want to build something. And to be completely honest with you, in about 2 years, there's going to be 100 of these things around the country. And they're all going to be positioned in the right way. And they're going to be built with the right spirit, with the right vibe, with the right expertise. And I know you're going to be right there to watch every one of them come live.
And one thing I want to touch on with what he just said, never focus on the money. When I have given my heart and soul to people, it's paid me back tenfold. So it's like, give away the information that most people want to charge for. Because you can give away, Dan could give his knowledge to everybody, but if you don't implement, my wife, big time real estate agent, she gives away the knowledge, but if the realtor don't implement, you can do, like I said, the best equipment in here. But if you don't do the right marketing and have the right people involved, it'll never work.
That's why I always say, I'm not afraid to tell somebody everything that I know, because I have a pretty good feeling that in the case of most people, they're not going to execute, they're not going to deliver.
Yep.
The engine that lives inside them is not going to be able to back it up. So, but when they do, it's a beautiful thing to see. Because I love seeing people be successful. I love seeing people win. And when you look around this field and you see the way people are connecting with what we're doing, it's incredibly gratifying.
No, I love it. Yeah, let's continue looking around. Tony, what is your vision moving forward for this space?
Honestly, we like to reposition this area over here to be an SBD area so that we have a dedicated squat, bench, and deadlift platform area for our power lifters.
Okay.
When we build our gyms, we want to keep in mind there's so many communities that are diverse that we service. We service bodybuilders, we service power lifters, we service mixed martial artists, we service the everyday average Joe who's just trying to be fit, and we service, behind us, we've got a 82-year-old woman with Parkinson's.
I love
boxing.
that.
Like, we've got a class full of women over there doing Zumba and Pilates. We have such a massive and diverse community that
it's a very diverse community. And Tony, one thing I want to do, let's highlight a few of the pieces in here.
Oops, sorry.
So obviously we have old school hammer strength, Daniel, if you'll film over here, knotless explode chest press. All these are what I call honey hole pieces.
The Nautilus is probably one of my favorite chest pieces. That whole line is probably my favorite line. And I think Nitro or Explode has been like, if I see it, I want it, I love it. Even from just the fat grips, it's just such a better feel ergonomically.
Dan, what is your favorite piece in here at the moment?
Okay, so I am not a gym equipment aficionado, but I'll walk with you to it because I'm a big fan of the piece of equipment that gentleman, that Arsenal piece over there. I love that piece all day long because
so, it's funny. We were working with a budget, and anytime that we do a retrofit, that there's always at first a budget. And I normally tell people, let's do it in 2, 3, 4 spurts, unless we got unlimited funding. And you remember at the last minute, you said, I think let's throw the incline fly on the truck. And
it's just a show-stopping piece.
Tony chose that. And I said, I agree with you 100% because most gyms got pec decks, but a lot of them do not have that. And it's not that expensive of a piece to throw in, and people love it.
It's continuous resistance, and it's also the body part that everybody likes to train, so it creates something new for them to get to go there and
National Chest Day.
Absolutely. So anytime you can make somebody feel like National Chest Day is different from the last National Chest Day, you do it. And there's some good stuff in here though.
What's a couple more pieces?
I don't want to only showcase Arsenal stuff.
Sure.
It's such a diverse thing, but the pendulum squat, I love. If it's pre-core Icarian, that whole line I love.
Then you'll film these
the leg press, the hack squat,
old school hacks, Cybex.
I mean, they don't
phenomenal.
They don't make stuff like that
No.
anymore, and it still has a really good spot in today's fitness because it still works. Nothing was wrong with it. It was designed beautifully. If anything, we'll make them look prettier, but they'll never be changed. They're awesome pieces. If it's Precor, it's for us. Obviously, the biggest leg press they make, the Arsenal linear leg. But the other piece that we got from you in our initial package that everybody raved about was that Nautilus kneeling
Right
leg
there,
curl.
Daniel. The kneeling
impact.
leg curl.
It's like,
Phenomenal.
it's just such an easy piece to use. Anybody can hop on and understand
And he
immediately
told
how
me
it
they
works.
needed a leg curl, and me and him chose this. And just so everybody knows, we chose these pieces kind of on the fly.
Yeah.
The truck was there. Tony just flew in.
I followed the truck down on I flew in, with you, and then
Yeah.
loaded the truck, and then I flew down here to meet the truck the next day.
But what I call that, Tony, is making shit happen.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't have time to wait. We need to get this shit done and get it. And here's the thing,
Yeah, but
there's
Jim,
no right or wrong for what equipment you want to use or want to put in. You just have to know the clientele's going to evolve. And if you add key pieces, more people's going to come. So very, very
You know what? It
important.
was great because as soon as people came here and they saw that we had a truck full of new equipment and a lot of the old stuff leaving,
Brought the energy.
it changed. People were like, I gotta tell my friends. They're like, oh, I'm checking it out. I heard this or this. The grand open that we had a few weeks ago, they're like, it's all been word of mouth.
How long was the gym here, Tony, before all of this?
Almost 20 years.
Okay. So when you're taking my gym's 18 years, it is very difficult
Yeah.
to kind of revamp.
Historically, it was known as a gym that had a bunch of issues and it didn't age well. And so our biggest issue was how do we create positive hype and buzz around space that we want to build a community in? And it was getting the right pieces of equipment in the space and just some minor updates to the space, locker room amenities, paint, making it look better.
Tony, how much do you feel lighting and everything, music is important?
It's huge.
Huge.
It's atmosphere. I know everybody's got headphones, but when you're walking into a space and you're converting,
You need to feel it.
yeah, you're conversing with a lot of the people here, it's funny, they've been coming here for 10, 15 years, and there's been a lot of issues with previous ownership, equipment, whatever it was. One of the things that they always said was they never spoke to anybody in the gym, any other members. There was no member engagement. You have to build a community so that people, they've been working out with each other for 10 years, same area, same room, same time, never said a word to each other. Now they're workout buddies, or now they at least have a coffee afterwards or a shake afterwards. We don't want this to be a space where it's passive for you, where you're in, you do your hour, and then you F off. We want this to be a space where if you want to chill, you want to have a shake, you want to have a coffee, you want to sit in the lounge, you want to work out with your friends, this is your spot. We want that, this is your best hour or two that you give us for yourself. We want to make sure it's the best hour that we give you back. And so it's really just like your gyms. Like you're constantly engaging with your members. You walk in. I've been to the gym while we were trying to train. Half of the time you're shaking hands and kissing babies. And that's part of the game. But we're still there working out.
Absolutely.
We're still sweating, but we're doing it with our members.
Being a nice gesture to someone goes such a long. The first thing I complimented this man, not because to blow smoke up his ass, because I'm like, man, you really look good. So many men are scared to tell another man nice things, and it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm too blunt though sometimes.
No, listen.
He's turning red talking about it.
I'm happy to accept compliments.
One thing I do want to touch on, Dan, talk about this mural.
Okay.
Who did this?
This mural,
And did you know that was getting done? I knew you didn't.
so this mural is something that I am not excited about. So here's what happened. We've had some iconic bodybuilders here through the years, and I told these guys, I said, why don't we celebrate some of the great champions we have? So Kai Green, of course, one of the great bodybuilders to ever do it. Darren Charles, an 18-time IFBB Pro champion in both open bodybuilding and classic physique. Darren Charles actually defeated Chris Bumstead early on in the career, so that's always a fun little.
Well, I always wanted biceps like Darren Charles.
course.
Amazing.
Those
art.
twin peaks. So these guys said, well, you're the president of the Olympia. We want to put you on the wall. And I said, please don't, because I know the haters. I know what would come with that. I said, don't do that. Plus, the stars of the show are the champions.
And that's why I asked you, because I knew. I know you well enough.
It's not my style. But so I'm traveling. I'm in Vegas doing an Olympia visit a couple weeks back. And somebody that I know was at the gym training here while this was going on. They sent me a picture and they said, do you know this is going on? I said, you're killing me. Anyways, the first version of the picture looked nothing like me. I mean, nothing like me. It was like a full beard and it was all kind of this, it was like a whole lumberjack version of me. So I said, all right, well, if we're gonna do this, this at least has to work. Now, I'm still not convinced this looks like me. It looks like I just kind of rolled over a pile of dirt. But in defense of the artist, he's very talented. You saw what he did with Kai and Darren, who are far more photogenic and far more worthy of being painted. But yeah, so this gym's on the wall. And whenever I walk in the gym, I can't even look at it. You'll notice when I walk past it, I put my head down and I look the other way. It's very embarrassing, but it's flattering and it's an honor to me, really, it speaks to what the Olympia means to so many people. It's not about me. It's about the fact that the Olympia is represented here. And we, of course, have Olympia logos around the gym because, look, the Olympia, of course, is the top of the mountain in our world. So to be able to bring a little piece of that here, and if that means something to somebody, and if that makes people want to work harder and crank out a few more reps or do a few more sets or not miss a workout knowing that the eyes of the Olympia are looking at them, then I'm happy to do that. But yeah, if you look around the gym, there's a lot of great artwork. Wolves Win Wars over there, and there's just a lot of really cool stuff. And of course, the pillars of honor, integrity, community, and commitment are on the walls. And we're just all about messaging, and we're all about reminding people why you're here and what you're connected to. This is not just a journey that you're making on your own. This is about something that you're a part of. And let's face it, this is a lifestyle of suffering, of sacrifice. While all your friends are out partying or doing their thing or having a good time or doing happy hour, where are we? We're here.
Right.
Where everybody else is doing this and doing that, we're getting our rest. We're taking our supplements. We're training. That's what this lifestyle is all about. So it's hard enough to do it, but you don't want to do it feeling like you're doing it alone. And that's what we're trying to do here is feel like they're connected to something.
One thing I want to say on camera, this man called me, Amber, around Thanksgiving, give or take, of COVID 2020. And he said, Steven, this is like top secret information. The Olympia's moving from Vegas to Florida. We're going to have it. Everybody probably thought there was going to be no Olympia, honestly. And they made shit happen. But he called me and said, we need gym equipment in Florida.
So as everybody knows, in the backstage of a bodybuilding competition, especially the Olympia, we build basically a full-blown gym for these guys and girls to get prepared and get their pump on. And as you can imagine, during COVID, buying a 10-pound dumbbell, you couldn't even do that. So of course, I hit the emergency number. I actually called up our mutual friend, Aaron Singerman, who connected me with you and said, Steven's your guy, call him. And fortunately, we moved to your coast, so that created a little bit of a logistical advantage. And you loaded up a truck, and it was your equipment that the best athletes in the world were training on. And I'll always be grateful to you for that.
I bring that up because I'm grateful for this man that gave me not only an opportunity, but it trusted me enough to make shit happen. And as earlier in the video, we said, sometimes you can't even think about it. I'm not going to lie. When he called me, if you remember, Amber, I said, Dan, I don't know if I can make it happen. Equipment's hard to get. And I got off the phone. I told my wife, and Amber's like, if we got to drive the truck ourselves to Florida, we're going to do that shit. And so I'll always appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Seriously.
You become a part of the family. And we have so many things that we do together now, and our families are getting to know each other. So it's a real positive thing. But that's what this is all about. That's the side of all this that people don't always get to see. They go online, they follow this, they follow that. But what they don't realize is all the connective tissue that kind of brings us all together and weaves us into all parts of life. And whether or not you're rescuing us in our pump-up room, or you're helping me build a home gym, or I'm trying to connect every gym owner that I can think of to you to make sure that they're working with you guys. And look, we're all just working together. And that's really what, that's the energy that Tony's trying to create. Absolutely. When Tony came to me and he said, let's come together with Wolf, that was what it was all about. It was all like, we all bring very different things to the table. We're not similar, but we are similar in our desire to.
One thing I want to ask you, Dan, in closing is, and Tony, if you'll jump in here for this too. No. I wanted to ask y'all this in closing. So obviously we're all, especially you, Dan, connected with so many gym owners, so many mutual friends that not only have gyms, but could be personal training places. I want to talk about how big is collaboration and like being for one another and being for, I'm not your enemy. Just because Dan owns a gym, Tony Saxby could still be friends if y'all are not in cahoots with each other. So how do you deal with that, Dan? Not only the adversity, but like bringing people together, not against each other. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a great question. And the truth is, to me, if you're secure enough with what you're building and what you're creating, and you respect people, I walk in our Wolf gym wearing Bev Francis Powerhouse gym equipment all the time because I have so much respect for what Steve Weinberg has built out there. Steve is somebody I look up to.
Absolutely.
And he also wears Gasp and he wears Golds. I've seen it all.
I do. I wear
But he
it all.
still wears the cap. He's still rocking Wolf.
I do. But you know what? I'm always learning from all these folks. So
Absolutely.
I know gym owners around the country, and to be honest with you, they sort of represent what this whole spirit of this entrepreneurial sandbox we all live in, what it's all about.
Sure.
And I don't see, we're not competing with each
Right.
other. We're all, if anything, we're making us better, each other better, because we're showing each other what works with what our members like. Look, Tony can speak to this much better than I can,
Sure.
but I will tell you that there is a synergy that lives in this space. I'll give you a great example. 20 minutes up the road from here is Redcon Gym, a fantastic place to train. I
That,
love
just so everybody knows, I built.
right.
I
And
love that. I've trained there multiple times. It's a
Yeah.
fucking great. It's a great facility.
And we were having our grand opening event for this place. And I wanted to have Redcon come out and be a part of it. I called up Aaron, and Aaron said, whatever you guys need. You want us to send over some RTDs, whatever you guys need to make your location successful. And that's what it's all about. That's why I love what's going on at Redcon. That's why I support Aaron. That's why Aaron supports me. That's why you support Aaron. That's why Tony supports
You were
Dave.
at the grand opening of Redcon.
Of course I was.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I be?
Of course, I know.
Because at the end of the day, we're all living a very blessed life. We're all doing what we love to do. And we're all past that place too, where we have to really tiptoe around trying to be competitive and all that. Look, I have the privilege of running the most prestigious fitness event on the planet. And I love working with other promoters.
Absolutely.
And helping them raise the bar and do their part, because if that event's better, then it raises the category and we all win because of it. And the same thing, Tony and I have talked about this. If there's a World's Gym up the street and it's successful, that means the category is thriving. So
Sure.
we all have to support each other, and there's nobody threatening anybody as far as I'm concerned.
I couldn't agree more, and I just love that you said that, because I tell everybody I've been offered money from different companies to be part of this supplement company or this, and I've never took anybody's money for any of that, because of the fact that if Tony's my boy, Dan's my boy, and this guy's my boy, we can all collab, and I don't ever want somebody to think I'm competition with them. I support everyone. I always even say I support the Purple Gym because of the fact I preach fitness. I do think once you start somewhere, there may be a better fit for you once you, but coming up the ranks.
Right.
Tony, what is your opinion on collaboration?
My whole thing is I got into this business to get that hour from everybody that is going to be their best part of their day,
Yes.
right? If that hour they want to spend somewhere else, they're doing what I want them to do. They're working out, they're bettering themselves. If we aren't for them, if Wolf isn't to their taste, we're in a gym-rich environment. Find that location, make it your own,
Absolutely.
and work. Like, I don't want to say work out, live fierce,
Right.
but work out, live fierce. Whatever that is, wherever that is, just do that for yourself. I'm cool. It's like car dealerships. You drive what you drive, you drive what you
Absolutely.
drive. We don't have the same car. Who cares? I don't
Or
care
the
if you go
same
to a different
shoes, or
gym.
the same
As
clothes.
long as you're working out, as
Right.
long as you're able to get there, as long as you're doing it for yourself. That's the whole point of what fitness is about. It really is. Everything else.
Says it on the wall: honor, integrity, community, commitment. And so,
Steven, thanks for coming by.
brother, I can't thank you guys enough. Again, man, thank you guys. Tony, thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Love you guys. And listen, this video, these guys are going to be doing big things. I can't thank them enough for having me here, and be on the lookout for Wolf Fitness around the United States. Who knows? Maybe other countries?
You never know.
You never know. So anyways, in closing, like and follow the channel. I really do appreciate you guys, and we will see you on the next one.